Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. It's a little bit after 3 in the afternoon. I want to discuss um, something about how, okay, in the world that we live in right now, it's half white and half black, yin and yang, good energy, bad energy, dark energy, light energy. But then we also got to look at it as um, dark energy isn't always dark because dark is considered the mother. Dark energy is like the soil, the clay body, right? Uh, and then, or the material. Light energy is the plasma, like the what, probably like water, chlorophyll that's in the plants, like spinach. The tree, yeah, probably the oak tree itself, because trees thrive on sunshine. And oak, like to be in swampy areas too, so they suck up a lot of water. And it has the mistletoe. I wonder if it has acorns. I think it has acorns too, or maybe that's an acorn tree. But anyway, so I got to looking at how they're freaking out. They got what's his name, Charles Schwab or whatever his name is. So he's the dark side of it, right? He's the one that controls. He's the one that wants to use chips and retina scan. You notice the retina scan was just one eye, and the one eye is representing the mind's eye. So if you think about the mark of the beast, it's Charles Claus of NATO, or because he's also the nephew of a high general that used to be with Hitler. So, which I don't understand how come he's in that position, knowing how he's acting just like that and stuff. Of course, I don't understand why Biden and all this other corrupt stuff is, but I kind of do, because the scripture is like abomination of desolation. So it's being set up to be able to take down and bring in the new. Out with the old, in with the new. So I got to looking at the money system, because remember, there's the dark side of the money system and there's the light side of the money system. So after listening to people online where they're like, they want you to be dependent on the government. They want you to, to get these things, right? Well, this new money system coming out is both light and dark. Just like the money system we have today is used for charity, helping people out, solving, medical issues, that type of funding, helping people like GoFundMe, to their life crisis. So there's good in it, but there's also the corrupt side, like the stock market, the evil people, the corporations, the Hollywood actors, the glamours, the doctors, even the doctors who have to have these high fancy cars and live this high lifestyle above everybody else. And that's the thing about this world is who can have more than the Jones next door? Who can gain more? Who could, and then those who gain more are looked at, or idolized. So my perspective for the new world that's happening is that we are going to have the one world order, because that's what Jesus is, one world order, Christ. And but it's more than one world. It's three worlds. It's Judaism, Israel, it's Christian, Christ, and it's Islam for the mother. So 3 in 1. 3 plus 1 equals 4. Okay. So just like in our body, we have 3 brains in one body. So when we look at the money system, there's a positive money system. It depends on how people use it. If we look today, there's lots of people who depend on the government already. There's lots of people on food stamps, unemployment, Social Security that people depend on, SSI, SDI. There's federal grants for those who are low income. There's all kinds of federal grants going out for the housing, for the medical, for electricity, but then all that's going to go away because in my new world, there's going to be free. Energy is going to be like it was back in the day where we actually got it free from the air. They have old pictures of showing everybody's houses having like this rod on top of their houses, or having rods on top of their houses, which draws in, which I think that has to do with the electric rod on Back to the Future, where it comes down and strikes at midnight. It's like representing that our atmosphere is always electric. This whole world is electric. Our body's electric. Our heart beats, right? Electrical. When they jumpstart your heart, they zap you with electricity. So when I'm looking at this money system, I'm like, well, if the people would actually look today, they're already dependent on the government. They're already at their beck and call. So to put fear-based into something that hasn't happened is like you're invoking that part of it. I know we don't think about that kind of thing, but we need to tell our family and friends, and maybe those on other posts, that are spreading this fear-based out. Especially if they're saying they're Christian and they're preaching scripts out of the Bible and stuff like that. Because I know BP Earthwatch, I don't know him. I only know from his channel, but, he's always talking about the scripture, reading the scripture to people, but he's always fear-based, survival, stock up on this, get this and that, stock up on your guns. He's now got, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 Huskies. He started out with 2 and then obtained more, because I think he's doing it for a personal, spiritual reason. I'm not sure. Plus, he likes Huskies. But my point is that when we look at this new money system, considering there's one coming in, because the money system we have now was created by the cabal, the deep state. So you can't have that system. You can't have that system's rules in, because that was also created by the deep state. The medical control, so it's, all these systems got to come down. Plus, they're all controlled by these negative beings or entities. Talk about being infiltrated or something, whatever that word is. But when we look at this new money system coming in, what I was thinking on my way here at the park was that, we got to look at the positive side, the good side of it, to where, we don't own anything now. It's like when they say that people say, I don't want to give up what I have. Well, you don't own anything. Those people that say they own property, they don't own the property. Because if they owned it, why would they be paying taxes on it yearly if they actually owned it? So, it's the illusion that they think that they own it. But if they stop paying taxes, the government will come and take it away. So now they don't own it. So we got to think, right? It's like the cars, our vehicles, when people say that they own it, right? But they're driving, you can see them all over Facebook where people use their sovereign citizenship, but it never works. They end up going to jail because they refuse, and then their car gets towed because they don't have it registered. They don't have a driver's license. They don't have insurance because they read all this garbage online saying that they're sovereign citizens. They don't need it. And but it never works out for them. They always get, and because it never works out for them, because they always challenge it, and they got a bunch of papers. It's always funny because they usually, the 99% of the time, it's like they printed out something from the internet and they're telling the officer, their laws compared to the laws that the officer has to follow. So they're going up against something which they're not going to be successful because, of course, the law officer is going to, take in the law of the land in account, the actual law that's happening. So I guess that's another thing about common sense. But again, they can take your car away and you won't have it. And then you have to pay pay them to get it out. So or your driver's license. They considered it a privilege. Okay, now the state and the federal considered it a privilege, to have a driver's license. So, it's like, we're already in that system. When we're born into the world, our birth certificates are all capital. Our name is completely capitalized. So it's like they've already created you as a corporation, as you as pretty much like a business entity or a stock market yourself, which is interesting because that got me thinking about that too. It's just like everybody born and getting all the shots. So if you think about a newborn calf or a newborn sheep, when they're born, they get all these inoculations and then they get tagged with the number, right, on their ear. And which I've seen videos of farmers and stuff going, oh, look at their new necklace and stuff. They're so proud of it. I'm like, if they only knew that you're tagging them or marking them, right? So man just repeats. Man doesn't smarten up. If they wanted to mark a cow, they wouldn't have to. They can, do the regular marking of a, spray paint their coat or whatever with that. Or, of course, they used to brand them, but I don't know if branding is worse than having a tag hanging out of your ear all the time. Who knows? Because I didn't go through that pain, but it's the fact of, recognizing the world, recognizing the fear base that people are going, no, the mark of the beast is here. Well, you got to think about God too, and that's why I get so confused about people. Is they preach about God, and they know that everybody that's in Jesus and Jesus Christ are going to go into Christ's world. Well, when we go into Christ's world, it's pretty much going to be a certain way, which is going to be probably one way. So that's why I think in this reality, to build up to this point for the abomination of desolation, is to weed out. Look who's in fear. Look who's in believes and has faith in God. Like they're paying attention to who's preaching the word, who's being a false preacher by preaching the words and then preaching fear-based instead of having iron faith in God, iron faith in yourself, iron faith in the system to where, you're not going to be. And I say that because we've got so much distractions from the media and the whole world of bringing us down, and fear of war, fear of this, fear of that. And then you have them already saying that everything that's being played on stage is all scripted. Trump's playing the script or reading the script. You've got, like the people of the House, the Senate, Biden's reading the script. The thing about it is, there's somebody writing this script, or there's many script writers, right, that are writing this script. And when I look at the iPad Goat 2 at the end, all the dancers that are dancing around, they all have feathers. That feather on top of their head is like the pen, the script writer. And if you notice, they're all, you got Shiva, so it's representing India. I think the crow is Shangri-La or something like that, or the raven. But the bear be Russia. The green man, I think the green man is from Africa. I'm not too sure about that. But anyway, they're like, or maybe the green man is representing China, the serpent. So that's why I've, thought I'm going to do a quick video of what's coming to my mind, because either way, we're already in a one world money system right now as it is. But this world money system is turned into whoredom, used for porno, used for sex, used for trafficking, used for buying Dollar Tree broken items, miscellaneous, nothing of value. nothing that goes to health, and how we use this money. We don't. A majority of the people don't help everybody. The majority of people, when they go to fast foods, get all upset over a hamburger and stuff and throwing it. They want their money back. It's how they're treating the money, how they think of the money, how even the BLMs think that they need to get reparations for something that they didn't even participate in, that they didn't experience, and they have no clue about, because they weren't in that time frame. So they're wanting us in this time frame to pay them for they didn't go through anything. So again, it's all about greedy money, of taking from others, because even that money coming to them, if they got that money is actually blood money. So they're saying that they want blood money, corrupt money, which that's why, everything changes, because you got to get a new money system in. The old is past, the new is begun, right? So again, you got the world stage with their fears of vaccines and fear of this, fear of the treason, it's keeping the people divided. And the one thing about me, mentioning about, well, those, there's like 107 and Neo and stuff like that. So Neo's got all these people on his channel, and then there's other channels too that pull in these people, and they're just like, it's all scripted. They're all playing the script right now, but they're all rooting for Trump, right? Trump's going to win, But I'm like thinking, well, if it's all scripted, then how do you know that then Trump is playing the script? He's reading the script, right? So I think this is where people get blinded, because they're going, instead of bringing both parties in together, they're still keeping them divided, and they're still looking at the people as a masses, because they've been pulled in by the government in their personal fight. Because the people didn't even know, and if they did know, they were trying to tell the people, but the people refused to listen until they get a millionaire. So if they really think about, and if they look at Trump's past of his interviews and stuff, and how people are already asking him, I think in the 80s, you want to be president, you're looking for. So they were already grooming and programming it into the people, and then. So again, it's all about this programming the fear of the mark of the beast, where they can't buy or sell anything because they don't have the mark. Well, you don't even know if you have God's mark, because you haven't looked. Seriously, these people don't even, like I was telling you about the mark on my forehead and the mark I got on my hand back in June 17th. I showed you where right there on the palm of my hand, right there, it said JG. I woke up and it was all like branded into me. It was so bizarre. And I started looking at that. I'm like, oh, the mark on the hand. And I'm like thinking, oh, that's God's mark, because God marks the same time. So now you got the people worried about the mark of the beast, when God marks his beast, because we are all beasts. We are made of the whole animal, the plant, the animal kingdom, which they're beasts. So we're beast. And that's what people don't like to be called. They don't like to be called a beast. They don't like to be called a machine, because that's what man is. It's a machine. Our clay body, the clay soil, creates machines for us. Our camera, our phone, our cars, everything creates machines. Our body was created out of the earth, the same thing that we create machines out of. So we're a biological machine. We run on positive and negative. We have, and we have the conductor, the dragon right here. So it's like, I got the brains, you got the looks, let's make lots of money. So at the front of the car, there's this soul, that silver soul that's riding, sticking out. So the silver soul is coming out directly through the middle of us, the mighty angel, right? The mighty angel is you, your inner self. That's pretty interesting, right? because in Scripture it doesn't name who the mighty angel is. Some of them say God, where he wrestled with the mighty angel. Just think it. Thinking about that and being in a thigh lock, right? So it's like your conscious and your subconscious are locked together. And your conscious is asking your subconscious to bless you, which makes you into Israel, which now your conscious is communicating with your subconscious as working as one. I wonder if that's the reason, what that means. And when Jacob was called Israel, so now you're called Israel. So it's like conscious communicating with subconscious, the soul level, created Israel. Pretty fascinating. Okay, tell me what you think. Yeah, tell me what you think about everything.